Now I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you who have sent me such encouraging messages, such messages of support that have been very touched. Okay, I've tried very hard to respond, but those messages are so many, I cannot respond to each and every one of them. So kindly please take this as my personal thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support, good people of Kenya. And let me say, I rededicate myself to what I'm doing on this channel. Iwe mbaya, ikiumana, I'm not going to give up. Okay? That is an assurance I give you today. Yeah, I rededicate myself to what I'm doing here. All for a better Kenya, nothing else. So once again, thank you so much for your many emails encouraging me, thanks. Now very quickly onto the topic of this video. A lot of people have been asking what is going to happen next. What is Baba's next move? Now naturally Jubilee have been playing their cards very close to their chests. Yes. Naturally they have not revealed the entire game plan. Neither have they given any indication what the end game is. Yes. It has been kept secret. And quite rightly so. How can you reveal your entire game plan to the other side? Yeah? To the opposing side, whom you're in a contest with? Can't happen. Okay? So, but let's just try and analyze what has happened so far politically, and then let's also try and predict what is going to happen next. Okay? Now, according to me, the writing is already very clearly on the wall. The government makes a move of sending Raila Odinga's security detail back, yeah, and they even make the security detail bigger, yeah. This after withdrawing his security details a few months ago. Now all of a sudden, they return his security detail. Oh boy, who advises Jubilee? Does Jubilee think that NASA people are kids? Umenyang'anya mtoto peremende, patie peremende atarudi box. Gosh. Now, there are so many reasons why the last thing that would happen is for Raila Odinga to accept back his security detail. There are so many things which should be extremely obvious to Jubilee. I'm just shocked they are not. The first question I'd ask is why now? Why do you want to return his security now? And why did you withdraw his security in the first place? Yeah? And then why are you returning it now? Why now? What are you planning? Oh boy. I'm sorry to say this, but Jubilee guys are just hilarious. I can't see any other word of describing it. Especially when you continue hearing statements from certain Jubilee politicians, or the NRM is a waste of time, or NASA will soon give up. You know, statements which sound like, let me not even go there. Anyway, think of politics as a chess game. Chess is too complex for a lot of Kenyans, yeah, unfortunately. So let's think of it as a drafts game, yeah. Now when you play drafts, you know the draft, the board game, yeah, with black and white boxes, yeah. So you make your move, the other person makes their move. That's how politics is played, okay. Now, those of you who are familiar with drafts will understand exactly what my next statement means, okay. What has been happening recently, over the last couple of weeks, is that every time Jubilee makes a move, NASA wanakula tatu. Not even 2 or 1, wanakula tatu. Yeah? I'll just repeat what I've said quite often before. Yeah? What has happened is that Jubilee has run completely out of moves. Yeah? If you can think of a game of drafts, picture this. Jubilee have only one, what is it called? They have only one piece on the board. Yeah? And NASA has several. That's really what it is. Politically, that is the exact situation now as you listen to this recording. In plain English, what that means is that Jubilee is not in a position to negotiate. Yes? Now, we have all heard that the government is making very strong efforts to reach out to NASA for negotiations. Okay? Now, what do I mean that they're in no position to negotiate? Now, when you're going to negotiate, normally you do not go to negotiate empty-handed. Okay? You go to negotiate holding something. Yeah? So you just, when the negotiation starts, the other side says we want this. Okay? and then you respond, you say, no, I will not give you that because I have this. Yeah, what you need. Okay, so you'd better sober up and try and look at things my way. That is how negotiations are held. But you picture this: NASA and Jubilee sit down today for negotiation. Yeah. Now, what do NASA have? NASA have the goodwill and they have the numbers, countrywide, real numbers, not forged from 34As, yeah, not cooked figures, real numbers. Okay, so that is a strong point to negotiate. Now, what does Jubilee have? What does Jubilee have that NASA can possibly be interested in? Just give me an example. Don't say the police and the security forces and the presidency. No, because you cannot negotiate with something that does not belong to you. Yes, all those things do not belong to Jubilee because Jubilee did not win the elections fair and square. Okay, the first election was rigged. This was confirmed by the Supreme Court because it nullified those elections. And then the next elections, NASA did not participate. So this mandate of yours as president is mandate given by who? Is mandate given by how many Kenyans? You see my drift. Okay, so Jubilee has got absolutely nothing to offer on the negotiation table. That should be very clear. So what that means is that Jubilee have got only one option left, and that option is for President Uhuru Kenyatta to resign shortly after being sworn in, or before, yeah, to resign the presidency. And once he has resigned the presidency, then the negotiation that can be held between Jubilee and NASA is on how they can go forward. Yes, how they can get, because you see, you cannot have a government by selection. Okay, how they can get an election done in Kenya as soon as possible. Yes, whereby Kenyans can elect the candidate of their choice. Okay, so the negotiations meanwhile is that who will hold this interim government, yeah, that will organize those elections to ensure that they are free and fair. Yeah, both sides must propose people, yeah, people who are trustworthy, people with character, yes, who both sides can easily trust to be able to organize this and the way forward for Kenya. It's as simple as that. This thing is of, oh, I'm the president, who is Raila Odinga, yeah, to meet the president of the Republic of Kenya. That cannot wash anymore. Okay, so what now has to happen is that Jubilee have to eat humble pie, yes, resign, yeah, give back, because you see, you cannot rule against the will of the majority of the people. You can't. Okay, of course the other option is a terrible option, and I would not be surprised if Jubilee took it. The other option is to rule with an iron hand, yeah, eliminate all opposition, crush all opposition, and rule by force. Now, what amazes me most about NASA, and what is a big problem for Jubilee with NASA, is the fact that NASA are not in a hurry. NASA seem to have everything worked out, and they're just making their steps one at a time, one devastating step after another. Yeah. Now, NASA have already given us very strong clues as to what they're planning to do next. Okay, it's to be found in the resolutions released, I believe, earlier today. Yes, which many of you are aware of. You can see those resolutions in front of your screens right now. NASA does not recognize the October 26th presidential elections. Yeah. NASA urges Kenyans to ignore the despotic coronation of Uhuru Kenyatta. NASA asserts the right of citizens to exercise their sovereignty at the county level, which is not subject to supervision or veto by the national government. NASA asserts that we recognize Raila Amolo Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka as the legitimate president and deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. The other part of the resolution is that the date when Uhuru Kenyatta is due to be sworn in. Yeah, there will be a meeting of the people to mourn the lives of the people who have paid with the highest price for a better Kenya. Yeah. Now we can only guess. I mean, it's very easy to guess which of those will have a higher number of people in attendance: the swearing in of the president, or the meeting of the person who actually won the presidency, yeah, to mourn those who have been killed by police brutality. Now already we can see Jubilee making all the wrong moves. Yeah, to start with, this has been dubbed a kind of prayer meeting, okay, and we have heard now the police saying that this is illegal, yeah, which touches on the freedom of worship of the which is enshrined in the Constitution, yeah, that you're not allowed to pray, that having a prayer meeting is illegal. In my view, very brilliant play by NASA, yeah, because to dub it a prayer meeting puts the police in a very tight spot, and the powers that be too in a very tight spot, because you cannot ban a prayer meeting, okay? So how long will this punishment of Jubilee continue? Yeah, of every move they make, NASA nakula tatu. How long will this continue? Not for very long, I can assure you, yeah, because something will have to give, okay? And it will be very interesting to see what happens on the 28th and the days after. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.